Hey guys, this is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday so far. Okay, today's topic is again, those of you that follow me know that Emily and I do alternate day fasting. We do intermittent fasting and we also do prolonged fasting. But today's topic is about the power of intermittent fasting for different disease models. But for what I had listed in the title was for weight loss, slowing premature aging, and helping to add lean muscle by elevating growth hormones in your muscle building hormones. Also, intermittent fasting helps to stimulate and produce new muscle stem cells. But there's still a lot of health professionals out there that are giving out wrong advice about intermittent fasting and the health benefits behind it. And most of them either have not researched it themselves, because if they did, they would see there's just tons and tons of science behind it. Also, they most likely haven't done it themselves for a long period of time, because you just don't do it for 30 or 40 days. You got to do it for a while, or they're just not educated about it. Guys, intermittent fasting is one of the most powerful environments you can put your body into to get overall health. So there's a ton of science that is written up or being written even today about it. There's more science research being done on it. I'm getting stuff all the time. I mean, there's so much out there, it cannot be denied by any health professional. It can't be. There's just what's so powerful about intermittent fasting is our guts, our digestive tracts were actually designed to do intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting has been around for thousands and thousands of years. Our ancestors did intermittent fasting. We have not evolved away from our ancestors when it comes to the digestive tract. And so intermittent fasting actually is a way for the digestive tract to even get healthier. And there's even science that has shown that also. One of the top universities in California did a pretty extensive case study on it. But I don't know why health professionals or even nutritionists and doctors, why they're not educating themselves about intermittent fasting and the power behind it has on healing many disease models, and there's science coming out about it all the time. For example, the Journal of Applied Physiology, they studied it, and they did a case study on it and published an article on intermittent fasting improves blood glucose levels in type 2 diabetes. There's a lot of doctors now that have completely changed their health platform and gotten away from medication to treat their patients by just changing the type of foods they're eating and how often they eat, and doing it with natural foods and getting tremendous success. Doctors are doing this now. Even American Diabetes Association is also have done research on intermittent fasting and how it's able to lower blood glucose level in type 2 diabetes. Also, there's a ton of research showing the benefits of doing intermittent fasting when it comes to obesity. There's a Dr. Jason Fung is one of them. He's been a pioneer in in reversing type 2 diabetes and obesity naturally by just using intermittent fasting and also changing the type of foods there's patients. He's got years and years of research. USC, the University of California, they also did some research on intermittent fasting. They even did research on autophagy, which is part of intermittent fasting. But in order to get into autophagy, you have to do intermittent fasting. But they did some research and found that when doing a 72-hour fast, it triggers the body to produce brand new stem cells and regenerates the damaged cells in your immune cells. So there's University of California. So how can anybody deny the power behind intermittent fasting? And I don't understand why anybody would not want to try this to reverse whatever issue they have, or just for overall health. Harvard, the University of Harvard, they also did research on the weight loss, how intermittent fasting helps weight loss. Oxford, weight loss, they did case studies on it. International Journal of Obesity, they also did a case study and published it on how it affected weight loss for obesity patients. There's even doctors and researchers out there that are now using intermittent fasting, more or less the longer fasting, to actually kill cancer cells. Because, we all know that cancer lives off sugar. So if you're fasting, you're not eating any calories at all. You're not producing any insulin. Insulin is the main bad guy when it comes to feeding cancer, because if your insulin's high all the time, that means you have a lot of glucose, a lot of sugar in your blood, and that's what cancer lives off of. Dr. Thomas Seinfeld out of Boston College has been using intermittent fasting and a high-fat, low-carb meal plans to help his patients that have brain tumors, cancer tumors in the brain. And he's now going around showing people with x-rays how he's shrunk those tumors by just starving the cancer cells by changing the types of food they're eating and how often they're eating. There's even research on slowing premature aging, cell metabolism. They published one and the title of it was Promoting Health and Longevity by Doing Intermittent Fasting. The National Journal of Medicine, they also published a scientific journal that talked about slowing premature aging by doing intermittent fasting. And why is that? It's because, for one thing, intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting promotes autophagy. Autophagy promotes the activation and spiking of growth hormones and your muscle building hormones. That's going to help you slow premature aging in seniors. So this is for you seniors also. This is how you're going to slow premature aging, is by doing intermittent fasting. The National Journal of Medicine, they also found that doing longer fastings, 20 hours plus, is going to help promote your growth hormones to spike throughout the day instead of just a couple times a day. And this is a big advantage for those seniors out there that are looking to add lean muscle. If you're looking to add lean muscle, you have to find a good intermittent or prolonged fasting protocol that fits your lifestyle, so you can do it naturally and use your own natural hormone, not synthetic hormone, not doing any kind of shots, testosterone shots or growth hormone shots. You got to get away from all that stuff, guys. I'm telling you, there's a lot of great science out there showing the power of intermittent fasting when you're doing it properly. Now, I'm sure some of you have tried it and probably failed. I get it all the time, people saying that. But when I dig deep in what they did it all wrong. Because there's a wrong way to do it and a right way to do it. And what's really unique about intermittent fasting, guys, is that it can be used with any diet you are on. There's even science showing that people are actually doing intermittent fasting and they're not even eating good food. They're not even eating clean. They're doing alternate day fasting, and what they're doing is they're eating their ultra processed foods, which I don't recommend, on their non-fasting days, but then they're doing a 24-hour fast the following day, and they're seeing great results. Well, I don't agree with that, but that's science. That's what science is saying. In athletes, Emily and I are well over 60, and we're still adding lean muscle, and we're weight training 6 days a week. Intermittent fasting, if you want to add lean muscle, that's what you're going to end up having to do. Again, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. So anyway, obviously, we have an online personal coaching courses and packages that we offer, and this is you're going to get everything you need to do it right, so you're not making any mistakes. You're not going to lose time. That's the issue. You try to do this on your own, and most of the time you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Most people fail, they get frustrated, and they quit. Because there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And the first 90 days, guys, is so important. So why not do it right the first time? And look into our online personal coaching. You can email me at bill@billmabrycoaching.com, and I can send you the information about it. But the Journal of Clinical Investigation did a pretty massive case study on fasting enhances growth hormone secretion in men. They took athletes in this particular case study and tested them. Now, the Journal of Clinical Investigation also did another study on men and women, and this is what they came up with, that when you're doing a longer fast where you're most likely in a little deeper autophagy, you can look up autophagy and the benefits of autophagy, men increase their growth hormones by 2,000%. Women increase their growth hormones by 1,300%. That wasn't from shots. So they didn't spend, I think the shots now are like $350 a shot. And I think you have to do it every week, something like that. No, you don't have to pay for growth hormones, guys. If you know what you're doing, you have the right tools, the right plan, and the right guidance, you can do it yourself. Now, don't think you're going to do it overnight, because that's just not going to happen. You're not going to get it done overnight, because you guys, most likely, your hormones are probably tanked anyway. But the biggest thing, guys, the biggest thing here is that intermittent fasting is going to actually control certain hormones that are causing you to gain weight. There's tons of science on that. And it's also going to help activate certain hormones that are going to depress your appetite, so that you're not going to want to crave those sugars or starchy foods that you've been eating for years. But it does take time. It does take understanding. You need to be fully educated on the hormones that are causing the issue of weight gain. And you got to know how to activate them, because certain foods is going to cause the hormone that's designed to store fat, that's going to cause it to be out of control. And then you're going to depress the hormones that are known to help curb your appetite. So there is a process, there is a way. It's not that hard. So you might want to message us and let us send you the info and learn more about it. But guys, don't let any health professional tell you that intermittent fasting doesn't work, because so far most of the people I've talked to that have tried it and said it didn't work for them, they did it all wrong. And they quit too soon. They didn't have the right tools. They didn't know how to monitor if they were actually in fat burning or if they were in intermittent fasting. They didn't monitor it. They didn't know how to do that. They didn't know how to do a blood glucose level and then do a blood ketone level and then figure out the ratio you need to be at to be in autophagy. They didn't know how to do all that stuff, guys. So there's a process. Okay, guys? So, guys, like I said, intermittent fasting is so powerful to help reverse many disease models that it actually can be used with any diet you're using. But you still need to be guided through that. Okay, so you guys can go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, look for the videos on autophagy and intermittent fasting in there. You can also go to my Facebook group page, type in Bill Mabry, join it, and then I have videos on intermittent fasting and I have some free ebooks in the downloads. Also have some of my fat burning recipes in the download also. Okay, but guys, like I said, we are offering online personal coaching so that you're given all the tools you need, all the education you need, all the training books and training videos that go along with them. It's a step-by-step plans and packages where the only way you're going to fail is if you quit too soon. Okay, guys? Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.